So, good evening, everyone. Taking time out of busy lives to come down here and about the Hinekura Road issues. Got from Pioneer and Opera. So please help yourselves. In the back table is the main copies of the environment and the one of the options that there's no some road which is the approach. There's many copies of what they're site facility you can email. Notice that the signing new table on the table here as well. We can bring that next time briefing. John, do you want to speak to that? Yeah, you're welcome to bring it on here. There's still New Zealand been able to pull the changes to this coast and cyclones, and we will start to see quite a number of procurement stuff, still trying to maintain. So it's just a free record, but we've got 20 days to see money, get a number, for the living, that's for the farming community. Not always really hard to we're trying to do that. We have to into the areas of the regularly money that's made a difference. That's right. The bit tonight is to really share what we got to do. Really share the sleep from here and make sure that you get the opportunity to understand that information and comment on the information and give us your feedback and perspective on the options that are really important. So really the purpose here is to listen to you, your views of the information that's being presented. Now, we've got with us tonight a couple of senior engineers from the bed, and David Spirit. Here, here, that has been some time with brothers and Hopper and Don, will be totally Euro and then I want to on real costs. That would be key to do. Other things for the get to again, the learning that was through that about so we do a presentation we introduce. Then we'll get a question and answer session. In terms of making it coming to a long way to then is then after we've done technical around the issue around the lines about what's speaking their stopping lines. Think really have questions or to answer whether they usually be replaced out me out of that. Ability well, we might as well, and we've got to talk about well, let's go on to the we'll go ahead and David and read on.
So, sound quality is quite poor for those that are online.
Yeah.
If you wouldn't mind standing as close to this as possible and speaking to this. They could. Let me share the slides first.
Yeah, do get the option.
Make sure the people do it. Taking the microphone. In charge.
Hey, hello?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. My name is Harish Raman from WSP, and the experts actually David over here is the geotechnical expert. So, well, David, you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, I'm Derek Stewart from WP. I'm sorry to read that. I'm specialising in the Dutch government. Well, there, which is pretty important, but yeah, I've been involved since 2020. Council actually came to look at it. We're with the council. So yeah, ever since it's really started moving, it's going to be in there. So I'm very casual, trying to get a handle on what's going on and what's about. Yeah.
Right. We're gonna take you through a little bit of a summary. We summarize all the reports, those few pages that we've got on the report, and try to condense it a little bit more, get it into a little bit friendly in terms of the information, what you're looking at, what we're talking about. Essentially, we're talking about the issues that we're facing. So David's going to touch on the landslide itself, the movements of the landslide, and the monitoring outcomes at the moment. And then I'll just going to follow that back on in terms of what are we thinking, what in terms of alternatives and what can we do. All right, so I'll take you through a few slides here. I'm not going to touch on to the in terms of the background, but it's pretty much we're filling most in screen. Yeah, okay, looking at the landslide. Okay, that's taken in September 2022 after the massive incident, and now the site has changed again a little bit, not too much. I think this one, David, set you up for your next set of slides.
Yeah. Feel free to come forward because you probably can't see that, but I don't know, was that in the report? Yeah. So hopefully, yes. So basically, we have, if I can use my mouse, we've got our landslide here, which is about 500 meters long from top to bottom, and just roughly about 100 meters wide. So the section of road affected is around about 100 meters. Prior to around the time when it first moved in June, it moved about 3 to 4 meters during 2020, and then on 2 or 3 other occasions it moved a similar amount. So we had a kind of a feeling that that's what it did. It would move about 3, maybe 3 or 4 meters and then stop. And so council was able to put the road through and manage it that way. That was managed, as you probably all know. So come June of last year, I had a call from Tim saying the landslide's moved again. It's moved a bit more this time. So it moved 6 meters by then, and it was still moving. Normally, we kind of try and predict how these things operate. If there's patterns, this one just kept on moving, and over a period of weight, at 90 meters. So it went from 4 meters, 3 to 4 meters, 3 or 4 times, and then suddenly changed behaviour and it moved 90 meters. So that was a kind of a at the time we were thinking of we could put some drainage in, put in some deep drains and try and get water out of it. But when this happened, it was kind of it's too big a thing to fix. So that was June of last year.
Sorry, David, with what time was there when you you're going to get involved later, right? So,
Yeah, well, we were looking before it moved. We were looking at options of farm dams up there, obviously, and there's water we're trying to get out, and could we get water out of the landslide and utilise it for farm dams, serve the dual purpose. So that's the kind of things we were looking at. Obviously, around that time, it was fenced off. There was some surface drain put in, 3 surface drains, which is obviously a cheaper way to stabilise something like this. You really need to go deep, and it could be very deep and very expensive. But some surface drains are going to pick up stormwater. Planting obviously is going to help. So that's kind of a minimal cost in terms of comparing it to really deep drainage. So there weren't a lot of cheap options to stabilise it. It's just that. So that was a few weeks before it moved. We were up there looking at that. So the landslide, we've got monitoring points on the landslide. We've split the landslide into three. The upper landslide, which is, for those of you who've been, I don't know, what proportion of people have actually been to the landslide? Pretty much everyone. So if you're up the top, we've got the upper area, we've got the ridge here, the road, the new farm road goes through here, farm track. This is the upper area. We've got the old road runs through here. So we've got a middle section and a lower section. So we have got instruments monitoring each of those sections to see is it moving or not. So what we've shown is that this middle section here hasn't moved since the big movement in June of last year. There's been movement at the top here, and it's relatively shallow movement. So this piece moved 90 meters, this piece is above it and it's trying to catch up. The other bit moved away and it's falling down behind it, and it's quite shallow movement, but it responds to rainfall, so it's shallower movement. The lower area down by the road, we put some instruments in, but this area here. So essentially, it's just two waratahs either side of the one on the sand, part of the landslide, one in the landslide, but essentially like a fishing rod with a reel attached to one end, and you attach the other waratah, and we can monitor how much that line has pulled out through, in a real-time process. So,
Have you taken the branch from them?
yes, thanks for those taking the brush. Yeah, we had a bit of a false alarm at road level here. We had one of these instruments here, two waratahs with the fishing line essentially, and then we had movement indicated, and it looked like the landslide was moving, but there was sparks just come down the line.
It's been stopped hitting it too, and we've been stopped hitting it as well as solid noise.
Yeah, there's a little instrument fell.
Yeah.
Is that still on there? There's not still on.
Just check, you can check that's all right.
Yeah, so this one shows right at the top of the landslide, the very top there, we've got one of those two waratah essentially fishing on the reel, and it shows movement with rainfall, and then it kind of stabilized. Middle section here, as I said, we haven't had any movement until just before Christmas, and then a whole lot of the sensors started going haywire, and a few months, about a month or so, we're up there and realised why, because the cows have been let back and had it, and the presume that's what you're referring to. Yeah. So this year is when the this is just for around Christmas time. So that no movement of this, and then going a bit chaotic, and that's when the cows are running against the fences. Yes. So we've got a rainfall gauge there, and this might be, I can't read it, it might be 50 or 100 millimeters of rain in a day. So it picks up when there's been rainfall, and we can check, so essentially these tilt sensors, just a waratah with a little level on top, electronic level, and when the waratah tilts, it picks that up. It's really sensitive. So if the land moves, if it moves like that, it might move, but if it slumps, or it'll pick up movement. It's really sensitive. So we're pretty confident that there wasn't any movement happening. The tilt sensors didn't show anything. We need to get them away from the stock. So down at road level, so this is at Hinekura Road. We've got one of these waratah systems set up, and I think this is where the branch came down on top of the wire and made it appear like the ground was moving, but it hasn't shown any movement since June of last year. So this is the coastal side of the road. We've got some tilt sensors here, and they haven't really shown any obvious movement. So these are the sensors that we have just above the level of the old road. We've got the cyclone, one of the cyclones, hail down here, and they didn't really pick up any movement, cyclone hail in this area. Sorry?
Next slide.
Gabriel, yeah. I'm just trying to. No, I don't think it is.
Never moved.
No.
Wow.
No.
Yeah. I'm moving very hard.
So,
At the end of the day, it's a slope. It's a column up. Every road is getting built on the slope. Isn't it? Never mind your sensors and everything.
yeah.
Let's stop moving. The government used to be quite steep under the road. Let's pull itself in. The two gullies met here. So basically, we took the pressure off and go to the bridge, state the road in a couple of days.
Yeah, well,
Never mind this, all this sport work you've been doing, we've done it right. You just got that like in existence.
yeah, well, the height of it is where it's here, measure that big
But
piece now.
my travel is through every day.
Yeah.
Well, mostly. Circle in here. So, and it hasn't moved.
Yeah.
That little road's been here just as soon as you've done the bypass, not long after. Because you landed by way. And,
Yeah.
and at the end of the day, if you had any established earth movers look at it, you haven't. You've had young engineers up here straight out of school that don't know how to move earth.
No.
Exactly. Why not?
Oh, we have.
Who?
Oh, sorry.
Have you done the earth moving? Where?
Right.
Who for?
Hey,
This is. You are. We got we could take. Get a couple of those, they take the pressure off the bill. We want to seal the wall and it stop moving. We haven't got. Yeah. Why don't we this time? Yeah, talk about that later on. Yeah. Hey, sorry. Give it maybe that's on this harder. This is. Everyone.
David got a lot more slides, but I started to take it away because I know that's only a few questions around there. So before we get to the options that we looked at, let's look at the tour itself. I'm not going to say how long it's going to be, and because everyone here knows how long it is. But in terms of the last three columns, now the colored cells, the low, the medium, highs, and all this stuff, that's a national rating of risk around personal risk, collective risk, pressures, and all this stuff, and how the geometry of the roads is looking like. To be fair, it's not different to what Hinekura is. So you see there's a few sections of high risk and low risk that's Hinekura Road in itself. So there's no clear differentiation, which is the safer route or which is not a safer route, or which is a better route in terms of crash statistics. just the distance. So in September, October last year, we gone through, okay, if we're gonna do this, how is it gonna look like? Do we just replace do we just replace the existing Hinekura Road with a landslide, or we do something else? At that time, when we were looking at this, we decided to go, let's take a look at this through the landslide. Let's just go over the top of the landslide. So we look at a few options. Generally, that's almost like, okay, we're gonna do it right and avoid the landslide in totality. That's what we call the option one from the maps that you get there. Okay. So if I refine that a little bit more. Okay. So earlier this year, so we started considering a few things. We look at the landslide that's not moving, a little bit stable. What are the options that we have? I'll go to the screen a little bit over here. So what you see in pink, yeah, that's from the slide before, where it's suddenly just bypass the landslide. See how it looks like. Obviously, it's longer, more earthworks, costs a little bit more, but then we want to go away from the landslide. Then we come up with the options. The blue ones just trying to take on what's the track's doing right now, and how does it look like in terms of we replicate the track. Obviously, you've got its geometric challenges, in terms of the vertical grids and all this stuff, but just throw that as a consideration. The orange option is going through the middle of the landslide area, like what Dave mentioned, as a moved since June. So we threw that option. Obviously, you've got these challenges, but you can see the options start getting shorter and shorter as you move closer to Hinekura Road. And the shortest option is actually, do we take the risk of and just rebuilding Hinekura Road as it is? Maybe a slight shift towards the left side or the other way, just to get the balance all work right, but thereabouts, that's the shortest route. Okay, so we do consider that it's all on the table. In fact, the direction if we provide, if we were to look at a line in this area, it can be any of those or any combination of those, because David is going to get his testing machines out here and make sure that check on the geology of the area, do a little bit of testing, and just make sure that the safety risks are well away from that we understand safety risks whichever way we put it. So that's pretty much looking at each options and in summary. So option one is to be in the 7 ways, like geometry and all this stuff. Large amount of workworks. Option two, that's the following the contract. Got its geometric challenges up here. Option three is obviously shorter, provided slightly better geometry going through the landslides, but obviously the big risk is the resilience, given the risks associated should the ground move within. Option five is the tour going around. So that's just this is the one that we so it's subjective for the scoring, but you can see I'm trying to balance it out. In fact, any options here can be real options. 1, 2, 3, 4, depending on where. So what was 4? 4 is the one that we cut through this. Sorry, no. Option 4, I think it's the orange bit. Yeah, middle of it. Yeah. Option 3, eh? That's the point of the common project. That's the wrong question. Yeah, I mean, it does move. Should we look at the investigation from this one? The line will probably be thereabouts.
That's the logical one. The option is to invite
I've driven this road for 15 years. For rare, we used to everywhere. But it's great, I'm sure we know together. And you guys come American Road, you would really know that and slip. You have two days later. You can move it. If you go to the big option down towards Tony's, what do you do with that? Get another million in somewhere else. Bit of that, bit of that.
Totally agree. I don't disagree with that. The our manager was there, right? Very good. I mean, so economics. We put up the high end options or the most expensive option, the full option, which is option 1. Just to work in on one in terms of benefits. Don't get too much in the numbers. The good benefit is that anything gets more than 1. Which means that what the comparison is, you compare what the options that we have against should you travel the animal route. Okay, so if we choose another option, subset option like option 2 or option 3, option 4, that's what likely cost will be lower. You still the benefits are there. Now, this is just to prove that there are benefits with the options. Bottom line. We did a few sensitivity tests in terms of will this number change if we adjust some of the parameters and still come up more than 1. So in summary, there are benefits in the options compared to the alternative from the travel time perspective, from the emissions perspective, and I think from journeys and whatever. Let's see whether I have any more slides. That's probably it.
Thank you, Chris. So, look, I mean, just go back to here. So, just to start, okay, you've got a very expensive option that runs you over the slip zone, long new road, $10 or $50 million. You've got another option using Don's farm track, but that's got real grading challenges to it. You have an option to go through the slip zone high or through the slip zone low, which would be cheaper and easier to do. Or we don't do any of that and we upgrade Admiral route. Now I know everyone will shake their head, but that's got to be an option because I've got to canvass all options in front of my All right, so those are the options. Now I'm really interested in the comment that was made earlier on about why don't we this looks like a great option. Why don't we just do that? We can do it in 2 days, right? Now, I'm interested in that because I've stood in front of you before, and what I heard was that stretch of road is treacherous. It's always going to slip. It's going to be a constant problem. I remember rebuilding that stretch of road before Christmas, one Christmas, so that it was open for Christmas, and 6 months later it was gone, and I wasted $300,000. Now, can we explore that a little bit? What does the community think about rebuilding that road across more or less across the original alignment? Remember, it has to be built properly and safely, and it has to be able to have 40-ton trucks and articulated lorries go over it. So it's not going to be a cheap and nasty job. It has to be built to a national standard. Could cost, you know, I don't know what it would cost, $1 million. But then you assume the risk, we accept the risk that thing could go. I mean, maybe we put some monitors on either end of it so we can get some advanced warning of whether it's going to move or not. But the thing is, there's still going to be some risk attached to that because you're building a road for a slip zone. What's your view of that as opposed to any of the other options? Just sort of open it up to conversation.
The half a million period, they stop moving.
Yes, sir. Yep.
So
Hasn't moved from the street.
that's the start.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good rain, I mean, yeah.
They're 2 cyclones on that time.
The road is what we know, and then, and it really is that really important to the it's really important. Yeah. Yeah.
Anybody? You prefer that area, still through the shops, yeah. Least material in front of you, basically. But it's the same rationale, isn't it? It's shorter, easier. Right. We've got, so you guys have on time machinery, so getting a track through here, that's and you running into now stabilized, so pretty stabilized. But it's different. You run, I'm not so sure on that either, because then we've opened it up through, I wouldn't agree on that line for the, at least you're still open, putting it up and be no, it's quite a different. Because it's probably going to fail. Okay, the rest here, I would call it a kid already, but it really is for us. It's really quite an, we're there, but still have in mind, we're probably there. I'm not sure if we can build $1 million house here, or we're building an $11 million house here. I think but the risk that Don's alluding to is real. This area hasn't treated us kindly in the past. If we do build a road there and it fails, then we're back to square one, aren't we? We're months without access, considering our options, for engineers, you know, so that's the risk side.
These guys were told that they when you've done this before the slope, the coal will be straight down on the fracture. Yeah. And look, I can't see any, I've been doing a little bit of this in moving years, and I can't see why you can't set it hard with a big beach and then take that over below the road. We go and take their lot and give them a nice little flat, nice little haymaker there. Now, you take all the pressure off the hill by just finishing it down and pushing it straight across. There's no trucking of the way to Manson or where to the home and bringing back bloody rock from there. So here's what we've got. Just put it out there, give John a nice little hay there. And I think it's the easiest and much the cheapest way to go.
Yeah. Any other views? Any other views on the other options?
Over the last 3 years, it's sort of corrected. Once it's corrected, then you get water over it, but then last year it's awful. Stop. The bottom of the first part, the bottom of the slip start here, the bottom of the first slip come down below the rock. This water's been trapped under the rock for years. I want to make that time if we get to a point probably but
It's something that you don't believe it's going to move.
Yeah.
When we try.
Yeah.
Okay, the time frames for each option.
we haven't quite worked out for each option, but for option one, for example, was the longest option. Now, by the time you do your investigations and all stuff, that's almost a year to get the design, and I think construction works is about 2 years. That's the top end. But obviously, as you go down the shorter options, the time frame will get shorter.
So I guess our views of point one is the lowest residual risk, highest cost. So also residual risk, that orange and the yellow have risks attached to them. For a movement of landslide. The orange one also has the area. The landslide here, also the area on where on this side of it is also a lot of it's not big. So there's some issues to the problem. We've got this through. We don't know how sensitive this landslide is. Our view is that, my view is that we want to minimise the earthworks to try and not destabilise the landslide if it's stopped now. But we don't know how marginally stable it is. It's not until you start playing with it that you find out whether you can reactivate it or not. So it's kind of minimising the company thought. And also the outcome. It may move into the future. We didn't get to play. We don't know. We're not God, so we can't tell exactly what's going to happen. So our view is that's the lowest individual risk that terms of outcomes.
All right, so lowest risk, highest cost, highest risk, lowest cost. Can we mitigate that cost?
So just to get a take on what, so you deal with $1 million for that low income. What about like doing the temporary road, really, not to the standard, everything, because like I put the 170K for what it was from both of it, and we put it, we found put it probably one trainer.
What are the lowest cost road that you can get all your time?
We get up through it, yeah. But still be, but still find off on your $7 million ones. And what, so then, sorry, the orange one really needs to put the data, needs more investigation. So deep seeding is a part of greater than that. Yeah, we're not 100 yet, so we need to do that in terms of needs to be dug down. From the ground if you want to doing that. And so you could, can we start the ball rolling with something, even though, like, we're really talking about $11 million. What's wrong with you to get 100K on drainage now? You know, like that might get to the future. So that's what we didn't do earlier. No, moving to the winter cover, we're not going to put a road in the winter road. Like, middle of that slot. But that would be like fencing it just before winter, when it's going to remain for the other help.
You're asking a question about whether that's whether you can
Here you've got the different. My concern is that it's because nothing's going over here, that's not moving. You know, I'm concerned that they know here, but so yeah, so this is like these vehicles going over there. Would you be able to start with something that would then be able to take off the light vehicles for 6 months and you could check that?
Yeah, I mean, it has been known, like if you look at the temporary road at the moment, it's the cuts are, the park course bits and there's not here.
Yeah, but you don't have a logging truck, like, an open logging truck is way more, you know, that would be really hard. We don't have all these little things, possibly get lighter and see how it's a mover because of the perhaps we need to look at something different, but I'm not saying that you don't go. And could that be a factor?
Yeah, in terms of price, we picked up in the back block. There's probably a lot of it, yeah.
So the suggestion is perhaps put a temporary road here for light vehicles, monitor the impact of vehicles on the slip, and then respectively, I guess, if there wasn't any movement, then upgrade it into a full road. Thank you. Melissa?
And more of the priorities for the sort of so the benefits that's understand is that it's accessible to users that it would be very important to make understand more of the yeah.
Law, if you can't do the homes, yes, you know, take it now, you know, right? When we think it will be where anyone's been reported, and the variation for animals in Dr. Steve.
Look, are there any more, I'm conscious you might have these guys down, are there any more questions on the technical?
Well,
Right. We haven't decided what to do with the slip area. You know, we're probably made this thinking about what's we're going to work with, but at the point, something say we'll need to think about what we do with the area.
Right, we're looking at it, but some fine trees in there, but. With that, this is not, the huge, the great, there's what we're, a whole lot small, so. We find many trees, what the light on top of.
Yeah, well, anyway, the plan is that it's only going to help the other service. Not really have a problem with this one. It may stop a little work getting down to there, but it's going to be work. So what we think is it's a big thing coming in the buffer. So when you look at the orientation of the ground, you can see that the biggest you're lying exactly the way that slots will be. So there's been a wet line along the line of the that's the final and so it's within the buffer rather than the public buffer. So it's going to take what move it down. So that's the wet line of the buffer. And we don't intend to have photos, but we can 15 years ago.
You have looked at the bottom, where we look at the bottom.
These guys, it's coming out of the drinking day. See where it comes from.
Okay, it's going.
Well, what's working out in this one, and we had we lost the whole road there, and I raised it back. We were going to make it there, and the water was coming from those. Yeah. And I've had this, no, I haven't. So the work civil on, yeah. And thank you, those, now what being hard to believe, we got this down under the site.
Yeah. Well, and Michael,
We're gonna have to do that water up here. Right? Because the higher you go, the more it's coming to the hills, the proper, we've got Europe really, and the top of the hill, that doesn't make it that.
I might move some. Can I ask you if I sit down with the yeah.
Today, the meeting decided that yes, with the option, the good option would be difficult for everybody. How much time between now and would actually function realistically in terms of funding, decision making applications to future government?
Easily, we need design and we need to get financing, we need to not going to need to see a lot of things to do before you even start to build. A year, 1 year. Look at everyone for day. Go on, sorry.
I don't have a question, I just want to make an observation. I brought up here on my level. I live in the valley, down the bottom, when you come up from Point Steep, Longwood, you come into the valley, I'm at the top, we're at the top end of that. So that road has been like that, subsided all the time. And as an example, further up, when you've got pines on the right hand side, and you've got poplars on the other, and the road is already dropping away again. And that's what happened. That's how those trees ended up there, that subsidence. And of course, if you go further around to Fairley, there's more subsidence, which has gone on for years since my parents' side.
That's the theology of the place. And it's probably, I think, really wrong. Some mentioned the unwind of the tree road. So, you know, we can go to this beautiful new road, whatever that looks like. And then it's not much of the really stated Hinekura Road starting to start on stuff like so, you know, we are aware of that. And then turning and turning off, turning but the area is vulnerable and yeah, but no, I not agree with you. I know that the roads. I know that like the roads are in their shape. We even the severe weather in the past 12 months here. We had the start of the wet cyclone day in February last year, and then England, and Gabrielle was meaning. Swimming with things. But I think that we do it to you can't get it, but it seems to be all up. Well, I'm going to complete the road.
The road on $1 million, well, we've got $9 million. Yeah. When you get one. But that's how you get the.
This time, we're working away, but then, if you looked at the, you own the whole area, like the your investment to build this road, what would you do with what you've got?
I don't think it's like this. There's still, what we say, where it's finished, we don't know that for sure. Okay, then I'll go with that.
You're not going to be saying too that you've got to investigate more, which is sort of what
Yeah.
yeah. Right.
All that we can do is be
Is it the other way, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and do the output of that? No, it's not.
That right.
Have no peaceful, really not to know, it's what, if you're economically, if you, let's say, economically involved in the land area, and the cost of the road, you're feeling that the end, what would you be recommending? But the information based often from the scientific perspective, plus from trying to give them perspective of economics and family area and living out there. So, and that's exactly the decision we're trying to make. So I really, really value the opinion.
It doesn't really have great support. Probably not. You know,
And it's one from us.
yeah.
Often good when I thought, it's not the end. And then do you want to, come on, do you want to go further?
I can't. I had it all.
I can put my screen.
So, the option of putting the gallery is there, and it becomes more feasible. And it doesn't move, but there's still, because we don't understand exactly what the impetus, what drives it, it's possible that the revolution might start triggering the move.
So, I think the good option, did I get to high rate?
Maybe something.
one was probably very
I also want us to remember some stuff from parallel.
But that rather than the question, that's my next year. The option I not need that would be permission.
Helps do the run and market with the stadium to, you know, the current, I think the design and each kind of engineers need consent. So we're going to be doing a lot of work on site. So the regulators are giving you consent to the legal permission from landowners. And then you start, and we need to push it to get council approval and funding approval, and we need funding. We need to start with that's about a year and we do it.
And the bottom line for it is well, it's quite right.
It's complicated.
Yeah.
But if you ask me, the yellow one, the bottom one, is the shorter, but the risk is, I think it's pretty much higher, so territory again, as you can never know. You might be revisiting that stretch every 6 months, I don't know. There's a high risk. If we were to do a proper option, we will probably end up somewhere between the pink and the orange, shortening it up. All subject to investigations in this whole area. You don't really, if you ask me as a designer, I would like to go up there, the region and stuff just too long and too much. We're trying to minimize the footprint, to be honest. But then are there any geological constraints over there? So that's where the time and effort needs to be.
Just on the yellow route, I don't know if you remember back about a year ago, but there was a main landslide, yeah, there was also a secondary landslide that was pushing up the side of it. So it's not it's possible that and quite likely that those fairly landslides within there that will could be problematic during the cover. So kind of the weaknesses that we have.
You won't know until you start having to live. Look. Okay, this is these kind of things. Really keep it. Now, it's time for the second one in the order of truth.
Everyone online, there's I think there was something.
Thank you, Chair.
I'll make myself a drink on plastic today.
Yeah, thanks very much. So, is there anything in the role on the right? Yeah, so, well, maybe the same point, so going through the road, there's no land under control, there's still got the actual land through there. But that's something quite big, like I would have thought, something you can get through temporary area, like it's going to be money well spent, like say, 100 grand, whatever, instead of. But I wouldn't be happy with that if it's still going out. We'll lose that right again and then we've got to start our process again. So getting to the like the business, so I've been out that there's been discussions with the landowner, owners. I'm not aware of discussions about the land acquisition or anything like that, but just correct me if I'm wrong, if there's been discussions here, you know. Yeah, cool. So just to see them commentary about communications with the and I'm not really about it. I've been going on that communications with the landowners, but not really with the WSP and just we know coming through and things. So yeah, that's pretty done, yeah. That's not cool to me. Few times here and there just been proper discussions going on and there's not yeah. I mean, I must say you've got a temporary track running through the land, you've got the prospect of another alignment through the land, and now it's another line going through the land and another road going through the land. So, thank you very much for your open for all of us.
Right, we need to get, so this say we know, I don't need to see because, there's a capital program, so there's capital expenditure, the council would borrow. And we would have to normal the issue. Years. And we pay all the funding for it. Now, each, at one point, it was way over. $1 million that we, offered. There's, $100,000 of cost. So the right, well, the capital projects and the borrowing money for the capital. OPEX itself. But I think the million that the right would be if cost. Right. Let's have lines of
Yeah.
oh, okay. That's it. Yeah, and really, honestly. Honestly, it's fair to be. But $1 million would be 100,000 of fixed cost.
So it was a team of 10 million. And that.
By listeners, and we'll get parts and road cuts shortly. That are like drops that decline and that and
Yes, but it's also the last and so both saying low with the whole. They mostly
They was involved in like a getting it out from our hill, coming up, not gonna go through our road to the fire hill. And it's looking for 3 different avenues.
I'm here.
But I did it, the city bank bill, and I told you we had. But the other thing that, no, and it's like a business. You're like, that guy is dropping and you can worth $1 million a year. I would fix that. So rather than the million really dropping it, like that's probably more.
Thank you. Okay, well, what I'm going to begin a question here. Thank you again for tonight. Hope this was useful. We will be communicating with you through the normal resonance email that she'll put together when we get the new we will be continuing to explore massive the options, particularly any more information on the options. But in the next couple of months, we can take up to council or in that council.
So that's just to hear what.
So the process we've been councils to make sure that they will get their information first and get the guys come in and explain it so they understood everything that was on the table. Then the next step was to come to the community and go exactly that same information and that same opportunity. Listening to what you think of that, what you think the options are and your perspectives. Now, I think you surprised me a little bit because what I'm hearing is you've got a strong preference. Like I didn't expect to hear that, I'll be honest with you. So that's the first thing. And before you finish, I'm just wondering we read that slip, we went up to the comes through it, through the lane and still through. Yeah. The blue one, the new one that goes run out by Anyone who is in favor of the foreign.
It's a piece well. That's a piece well, so otherwise I cannot get
Anyone who's in favor of the yellow tree to come through the along the road, over there. The yellow one first while we go.
Yeah, but I'm doing the fire problem. I don't.
Yeah, there was one body.
But look, that's those happy. But you're looking at if you're wanting to live at night, you have a little bit more time to know. And yeah. Exercise.
I also. We go by 3 years back and I will be, about every 4 years.
Sorry. I think smart is really the content. So not just something like a continuity, trying to get you right, rather than just looking at the kind of what experts say, which is nothing but.
I'm just very grateful that you decided. That, really not putting it out to try to run the person, when we're not in a position, not. But I mean, it's sort of every time that you, any information, any you know, especially for the expert, but I'm not really practically with the expert. Very glad.
So, councillor London, obviously, online, who, there's a councillor really good, yeah. You've got, where can you get it? Get out and here. Also, I think here the residents really important, we might wish. Opportunities that are you, make it go down. Other forum, what the other forum, enough to me. You can go on, some of you are on records in your community area, split up the records of councils, and in the management of the water. But it's really, really important, and might not. Some you say that might completely change the decision making process, or decision making process. But never forget that. So to make sure you keep your community connected, it's the process goes forward, and you will get the right answer. There is a very positive. The rural support side of things, don't get people contact with us. They're not their main is our coordinator here, but people themselves facilitated. We're on the website, we're available. Pick up the phone and use one of my help. With the kids alongside you, get a council meeting or meeting, just to support you to get through a process that might be happening. We'll have to work together with it, right from here. And I was saying to the management, you've got some people in here, you might have a big investment in your road. These guys, you might hear about big investment. Never to forget that. So, helping us to 1, 2, 3, 2, it's my heat, right, and things. See, we're doing their job as well. That's their careers. To me, that's really important. The minute the team get over that, it's councillors can do. It's just, it might be the people going really. I was going to mention that the open forum, will be involved in the evidence opportunity for engagement. We will certainly communicate through the emails that she was about for the reason. We will send any new documents and information that we use to be very straight away. Remember that all the way through the outcomes through right into this run this and entrepreneur manner. You can contact any of us at any time. You get really undertaken from council you contact me, and of course, the community. Hearing from you and making. So the problem of right? In terms of the economic benefit of the road, really touch on the detail. We can make an economic benefit of the board, really part of the material involved. And we can make a separate from the board to verify. We wanted something else to we just want that information. We want to keep that ourselves. We can keep another which is very verify. Both of those economic analyses, maybe not support the right. I think the rule in the agreement. We haven't had an opportunity to go through that report in detail on work, not the
But I was just wondering if, like possibly Shield, they might be able to do it. Do they have people going towards the, back to the community, but their, emails and then that way we could receive where it's like, what those options. And I was just trying to be able to see exactly what those options are. And, yeah, just to discuss with,
All right. Yeah.